Hey traders, welcome back to a new episode of our well-known weekly Outlook series where we discuss the charts of the US dollar, NASDAQ, S&P 500, and Bitcoin. First of all, how was your week? I hope it was green. Mine? Honestly, not the best. The price action felt a bit off. I ended the week with 2 break-evens, 1 loser, and 2 winners. Still green overall, so I can't complain. This week, I've selected only the key insights for you, simply because we didn't have any major changes in the markets. So let's jump in. We start with the monthly time frame of the US dollar. We're seeing a strong reaction from an inverse fair value gap. Short term, I expect price to continue lower, which is actually good news for both indices and crypto. In the weekly time frame, the down move is becoming even clearer. I expect the market to sweep the swing low that was created 4 weeks ago and then potentially reverse to the upside. So for now, we're short-term bearish on the dollar going into next week. In the daily time frame, we can clearly see that the dollar failed to break above a bearish FVG, and that led to a strong rejection. This confirms our short-term bearish bias with a likely move toward the next downside objective. On NASDAQ, not much has changed on the monthly, so we go straight to weekly. Last week, the bears were clearly stronger, but I don't think that will last. They may have won a battle, but not the war. We saw a strong rejection from a weekly bearish FVG, and there's also a visible volume imbalance between week 1 and week 2 of May. I expect that imbalance to get mitigated soon, and then bulls might step back in with strength. On the daily time frame, our previous objective was reached, and the current reaction is expected since price is inside a weekly bearish FVG. But here's the good news. We just retested a daily bullish FVG and saw a reaction. Personally, I believe we might dip deeper into that zone before we see a stronger bullish move. The structure is much clearer in the 4-hour time frame. We've broken structure to the downside, and the current short-term trend is bearish. I expect that to stay in place until we find buyer support. Below, we can also see a clean volume imbalance, and we know those often act like magnets. So I'm expecting price to retest that area before possibly launching upward. We're skipping ES in this episode. The price action is very similar to NQ, and I don't want to repeat myself or waste your time. Bitcoin continues to surprise us in the best way possible. We've officially reached a new all-time high. Just like I said in the last episode, I just didn't expect it to happen this fast. Congrats to all who were in long positions. I still am, and I've also added a hedge short, which I'll explain in a moment. So stay tuned. You can clearly see the strength of the buyers in the weekly time frame. Institutions are still accumulating. I still expect a deeper pullback into the weekly bullish FVG and then another strong bullish leg. My cycle target is around 120,000, but as always, we don't trade based on guesses. The key is to have a plan for both directions because the market always does what it wants, not what we want. In the daily time frame, one of our expected scenarios played out perfectly. As mentioned in the last episode, I opened a short, and now I've moved the stop loss to break even. It's a risk-free position, since I'm still long from 90K. If price pushes higher, I'll open another short at a better price, but I'll closely monitor how it behaves. For now, I'm expecting a pullback into the daily FVG. If price reaches that area, I plan to close 50% of my short. I've already taken 50% profit on my long position, so whatever happens, I'm in profit. If price behaves well around 98,000, which has lots of liquidity, I'll also consider opening another long there, expecting a bounce. And that's it for this week's Outlook. Thanks for staying with Macro Time Trader. I'll see you next Sunday as usual. Stay safe and trade smart. Traders salute.